All it takes is one lie to ruin a relationship. But unfortunately, that hasn't stopped people from telling the lies. And unfortunately, there are some men, and I stress some, that choose to lie to you over and over again. And you're wondering, why the hell can't these men just be honest? What is the purpose for the lie? Well, I'm going to explain that to you. So, number one, to kick this off, you can't handle the truth. That's it. Bottom line, you can't handle the truth. Now, before you get upset at me, all right, and feel some kind of way, let me break this down and explain. Now, let me first acknowledge that some of you can handle the truth, all right? And I applaud y'all for those who can. But the reality is that a lot of men have received backlash when being honest, all right? Even when being honest without ill intention, even when being honest and trying to establish a healthy relationship, their honesty was not met with a positive outcome or wasn't positively received, maybe because it wasn't what the woman wanted to hear, maybe it did not make sense to her, whatever the reason may be. Now, again, I do not validate lying for that reason, but this is a reason why it happens. Now, for those of you who are saying, well, that's a bunch of nonsense, we as women can handle the truth, I want you to take a deep breath and consider this. If you really think that as a whole, women tend to be able to handle the truth, then why aren't some of y'all honest with your friends and family? Why aren't some of y'all willing to confront your sisters, your mothers, your aunts about things they need to hear? I'm going to tell you why. Because you guys have told me in private. It's because you don't want to deal with the backlash. Some of you won't tell your friend what they need to hear because you don't want her attitude. You don't want to lose the friendship because she's going to feel some kind of way. And so many times as women, and again, this is not all women, but many women have seen this and experienced this when trying to give the hardcore truth, they're getting mad at you. And you're trying to you're trying to help them. You're being honest, not even to get something for your benefit out of it. You have nothing to gain, but by trying to be real with them, they actually retaliate against you. They actually now give you drama. And so a lot of women have seen this with, again, sisters, aunts, mothers, friends. So now, if you have seen this in your own life and experienced this, and you see that this woman is reacting this way to the truth that you are giving her, what do you think she's doing to a man? What do you think she's doing to someone she's sleeping with consistently? What do you think she does to someone she is more emotionally invested in? Because the more emotionally invested you are, the easier it is for you to be triggered. All right? It's easier for her to maybe hear from a friend, not easy, but easier to hear from a friend that maybe she needs to get in shape more than from the guy that she's dating and with. All right? Again, not all women, but a lot. A whole hell of a lot. Okay? And so you've got to be mindful of that and understand, if we can acknowledge this issue and we can be honest about the fact that, yes, this does happen. And a lot of women do struggle with hearing the hard truth. Then, if you want to create an environment that increases the chances of people being honest with you, you've got to make sure you check yourself and you're not that woman. You got to make sure that you receive people's honesty with a calm approach, with allowing yourself to process it, not just reacting. Maybe you need to pray first. Maybe you need to step away for a few minutes and really digest what was said. But you've got to make sure you are not the woman that makes it hard for people to be honest with you. And let me give you a sign that it's you that needs to address something within yourself rather than it's just men, right? If you're noticing that people in general have a hard time being honest with you, you got to look in the mirror. All right. If you can tell me that your friends, family, everybody is honest with you because they see how mature you are and how well you take it, but these damn men are still lying, okay, then we can say it's those specific men, get rid of them, end of story. But if you're noticing a pattern in your life where everyone seems to watch what they say to you and have to extra sugarcoat it to the point where it dilutes the message to where you don't really get honest truth from them, then yes, please do not take this as an attack. Do not take this as, an insult to you. Take it as an opportunity to grow and get better so that, again, you can minimize the dishonesty that you receive in your life because you're making it harder for people. But of course, I would still encourage any individual to always be as honest as possible. So now let's move on to number 3. But before I do, real quick, get the book, He's Lying, Sis. You know, we're talking about lying, so here it is. All right, click the link in the description or in the comment section. It's an amazing book that's helping a lot of women. It's going to break down a lot of different scenarios that women commonly face, tell you how to handle them, how to understand what's going on. It might be confirmation for what you already know. It might be that kick in the pants you needed. It might be an eye-opener, but one way or another, it is likely to help you. So please get your copy. Once again, He's Lying, Sis. Click the link below. Now, let's get to number 3. Number 3 is, but that brings me to this bonus message I need you to hear. It's important as a woman that you understand whatever the reason is that the man lies, not to internalize it. Now, granted, I mentioned earlier, you do have to be mindful of the environment that you're creating, how you set the stage for honesty and transparency. But you do have to also understand that a lot of times when a man lies to you, it's about his issues. It's about what he has not addressed within himself, that maturity, that confidence in being vulnerable and open, that willingness to stand in truth, despite even if it doesn't get you what you want, that integrity that he has to build within himself. All right. So yes, be mindful of how you can contribute. But I see so many women dwell on, oh, why did he have to lie? Why did he have to lie? And it's like, yo, you're taking it very personally when that man was very likely going to lie to any woman that he would have dealt with in that exact same situation. Like, we could have switched you out with another woman. It would have been the same thing, very likely. Again, sometimes there will be differences depending on other factors. But in many cases, it's just him. And so you've got to recognize when you are dealing with someone who is not willing to be honest, not take that with you, not project one man's lies onto the next man. Because I've seen a lot of women, because they've been lied to so much by the wrong men, when they finally deal with a good man, a genuine man, they don't know how to take him at his word. Now they're overanalyzing him. They're thinking, well, he really means this, or this must be going on, rather than accepting he's telling you the truth. And I would argue that what you got to learn to do in general, what is in your best interest, is to take them at their word, but pay attention to what's going on. All right. And what I mean by that is this: the man who is honest with you, their words and their actions will be consistent, and they will line up together. There will be no, well, he says this, but he acts this way, or he acts like this, but he says this. No, when he's genuine and serious, it will all come together and be consistent. So there's no reason for you to be questioning things. But when he's a liar, he's typically going to have inconsistencies, either in what he's repeatedly telling you, or in, again, he might say, I don't want a relationship, but he's acting like your boyfriend. Now, that means don't take his acting like a boyfriend to mean he wants a relationship. You still want to lean on the words in that scenario. But the point is, he's clearly not being very forthcoming with you about what his intentions are. Or actually, you know what? I take that back. Forgive me. And that was a bad example. All right, because in that situation, him saying I don't want a relationship is actually what it is. And so let me just remind you, I actually break down that scenario in He's Lying, Sis, where he says he doesn't want a girlfriend, but he acts like your boyfriend. Because there's a lot more to it than what I'm saying right now. So I take that back. Forgive me again. But the point is, pay attention to the actions and the words. Do they line up? Are they consistent? Be mindful of creating that environment of honesty. But do not take it personally to where you are carrying the damage and trauma of a man's lies and projecting it onto somebody else. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there.
There will be men who want you, but more importantly is for you to receive the man who values you. And when he's emotionally attracted to you, that value will be there. So I'm going to lay out for you the 7 signs that he's emotionally attracted to you.